G'day everyone, Chad Bell here, just giving you a quick market wrap up from this morning's fat cattle sale here at IRLX, where Inverell Agents Yard are just on 1,500 cattle. Now that's a sharp decline from last week, sort of 700 or 800 cattle less than what we penned last week, and I suppose following trends of what we've seen yesterday and the back end of last week, with numbers reducing even though we're in a bit of a dry spell. But anyway, onto the market. Bull job definitely cheaper today. Could have been 20 or 30 cents cheaper and more in spaces, but I think the best of the bulls out to 375 or 6 cents. Most sales 350 to 60, so that's a good 20 to 30 cheaper to what we've seen over the past fortnight. Bullocks wise, best of the bullocks out to 420 odd cents. So what I'd say, that cow and bullock market sort of has found a level again and remained firm throughout. So as I said, best bullocks out to 422 cents. Feeder steers, the feeder job really copped a correction today. Now, lesser quality runs. There were one outstanding run of Euro and Black Cross feeders, with the best of those out to 450 cents. But other than that, the cattle were very mixy and plain in quality, and most of those better feeder cattle 420 to 434 or 5 cents. Trade steers, both to go back to the lot or to the paddock, 420 or 30 out to 470 cents, but not a lot of those cattle here. Best of the background steers, a good pen of black steers with weight out to 508 cents. They would have been mid 300 kilos. So that's definitely cheaper, but not too bad to what we've seen. And very few plain or light cattle, runs of cattle here. Best of the black steers, I saw them at the 480 cents with not a lot of weight and quality. Heifer wise, to process, best of the young heifers, milks and twos out to 418 cents. Most of those better quality heifers, 2, 4 and 6 tooth, 402 or 3 out to 408 or 10 cents. If they're secondary, they'll 330 to 340 or 50. Feeder heifer wise, considerably cheaper. The best run of feeder heifers we saw, Angus Cross heifers out to 425 cents. Most sales 400 to 414 or 15. And if they had teeth, they made 395 to 405. Trade feeders, once again, very few here, 430 and 40 cents. Background heifers, some reasonable runs of background heifer here today, and I think that's mostly held its own and could have been just a tad cheaper on last week, but not much. Out to 442 or 4 cents for some nice Angus and Angus Cross heifers, but most sales 420 to 430 or 40, so quite solid. Light heifers to return to the paddock, definitely cheaper, once again on quality, anywhere from 340 or 50 to 380 cents. I did see one pen of Angus, nice Angus heifers with not a lot of weight and compensatory going out to 420 odd cents. As I said, that export job has found a level and remained firm. The best of the heavyweight cows out to 388 or 9 cents. Now that was for a single, but some nice run of cows showing yield and weight anywhere from 385 to 388. But there were some sales in those heavier end from 365 to 375. The next cow down, 5 to 600 kilos. Much similar story, sort of firm on last week. 360 out to 376 or 7 cents. What did cop a correction today was the trade cows, those slippery cows. They could have been 20 cheaper and more in places. They've sold from 325 to 345 cents. Some plain cows here today to go to process out to 316 cents. Saw a nice run of Angus Cross cows to return to the paddock at just on $3, but as I said, very, very story. Some cows and calves, some nice Angus cows with good bobs at foot. Mixed age cows to $1,915, and some mixed age Angus and Angus Cross cows showing a bit of age and a drier calf at foot to $1,525. But anyway, as I said, a cheapening trend through the feeder and younger cattle. Export cattle have mostly held their own and remained firm, and lesser numbers than last week. Hopefully some rain on the way. Thank you. Talk to you next week.